In this one, we're going to have a look at something called mutexes. And so this is again related to concurrent code and goroutines. And if you think about goroutines running concurrently, if they are sharing the same data or accessing the same data and modifying that data, then you might get results which are inconsistent and not what you would hope for. And so using mutexes, we can protect shared state to make sure that we don't get any data inconsistencies. So that's what we're going to have a look at in this one. Okay, so this is the code, and this should highlight the problem first of all before we start using mutexes. So what we have is a wait group, stuff that we've touched before. Make sure you check out that lesson if you're unfamiliar with wait groups. And we have a counter. And then what we're doing is we're looping over, starting at 0 and incrementing each time. And then we add to the wait group. So the wait group internally increments by 1. And then we're calling a goroutine. And the important bit to notice here is we are incrementing the counter inside of each goroutine. Now, if you think about this and you think about it running concurrently, that means we could have multiple goroutines all incrementing the same counter at the same time. And so what might happen is that when we go to print out this counter at the end, it doesn't have the value which we expect it to do. If we were just running this synchronously, no goroutines, then this would just keep going up to 5, and that is the value that we would print out. But we have multiple goroutines incrementing the same counter. So what value will we get here? Well, it could really be anything between 0 and 5. It will be inconsistent. Let's have a look. Okay, so I had a few goes at it there. Because this is quite a short program, we were getting 5s, but I did eventually get a 4, which proves that this is actually inconsistent. And also another thing there, which might catch out a lot of people, is for those first few goes, we did get 5. So you might work on this locally, think it's perfectly safe, not put any protection in there, no mutexes, push to production, and then one day you will actually get that 4 and it will break the program. So now let's have a look at how we can use mutexes. Okay, so let's understand the issue and why we could get inconsistent results there. So the operation where we are incrementing the counter here, this is not a single step. It's actually 3 steps. It reads the current value, it increments it, and then it writes it back. And so if 2 goroutines are doing this at the same time, updates can be lost. And so this is called a race condition. If we introduce a mutex, what this will do is it will ensure that only one goroutine can access a piece of code at a time. Alright, so what is a mutex and where can it be found? It's actually on the same package, on the sync package. So here we'll say var mu for mutex, sync, and then mutex. And what do we want to do and where do we want to use it? Well, we want to use it on this part here. We want to make sure that only one goroutine is incrementing this counter at a time. And so what we do using the mutex is we put a lock on this. And what that means is no other goroutine, once this lock is in place, can increment this counter. Once you've incremented it, what you then need to do is unlock it so that other goroutines are able to increment it. And so now what will happen is if one goroutine receives this counter with a value of 0 and increments it to 1, no other goroutines are incrementing it at the same time because there is a lock in place. But once that is unlocked, the counter will have that value of 1, and so the other goroutine puts a lock on, receives a counter with a current value of 1, increments it to 2, unlocks, then another goroutine can have a go. And that way you should always get consistent results. Let's go and run this. So 5s, 5s, 5s. I'll just do a load of these. Now there's a little bit of extra information attached to this lesson. One on using defer, so we've done the defer keyword before, and it's very common to see defer used to ensure mutex is always unlocked. You'll see that in code that you work on, and also some information here on when to use a mutex. So it identifies 3 different times, multiple goroutines sharing the same data. You need to share, or you need to ensure safe access to that data, and you're protecting simple state like counters, maps, or structs. Okay, so I think you should have a reasonable understanding of that, enough to have a go at this challenge. Write a program that creates a shared counter, starts 10 goroutines, each goroutine increments the counter, and use a mutex to ensure that the final result is correct. Verify that the final value is always 10. I'm sure you can do this. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, so step by step, we're going to need our wait group and we're going to need our mutex. We'll start a counter with a value of 0, then loop from 0 to 10, add 1 to the wait group each time, and now we're inside our go routine. So first of all, we shall defer wait group done, so when this go routine completes, the internal counter on the wait group is decreased by 1. We want to increase the counter, but first of all we need to make sure that multiple goroutines aren't trying to do it at the same time. So we'll get our lock, and that's the only thing that we're going to do in this goroutine, or the only thing left to do is to increase the counter. I can put the unlock after the increment, or I can simply defer this. Defer mu unlock, so that once this go routine completes, that gets unlocked and other go routines are able to increment the counter, and then all that's left for me to do there is just put the actual increment in here. So this stays locked until this completes, but there's nothing left after there. So once the counter has been incremented, then unlock is called. And then the very last thing we need to do is call wait, so that this blocks and the main function does not complete before all go routines are completed. Again, make sure you check out the wait group video for that. And then at the very end, we're just going to print out the counter, and hopefully this should have a value of 10. Let's go and run this. Go run main.go, and indeed we do get 10. Let's make sure that we are consistent 10s all the way. Okay, how did you get on with that one? Hopefully you gave it a go. If you used the defer on the mutex there, then that would be extra bonus points for you also. Make sure you give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe if you want YouTube to show you more Go Bytes. And I'll see you in the next one.